Hi everyone, and welcome to another tutorial. So today I'm going to show you how to make my original design, the Ptolemy Bracelet, and this was designed by me because I said it was an original design. So I did make this up about a week ago, I think. I just didn't post on Instagram for a couple days. So anyway, this is the signature side. This is the side that you loop. However, the other side does look different. It actually looks completely different, but it's also really nice. So this design is pretty complicated, so just keep in mind that if you are not a super advanced loomer, just be careful and watch the steps. Today you're going to need 7 bar pins. I will be uploading a tutorial on 4 bar pins later sometime this week. Just today is 7 bar pins, 14 if you want a full wrap. You're also going to need a hook, a C-clip, and some colors of bands, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with my fuchsia, which is the zebra in this bracelet. So starting on the first center peg, you're just going to go up and out to the left and up and out to the right. And then you're just going to go horizontal. Also, by the way, if you did not have your loom set up like this, it should be set up like this. And then you're going to go up into the outside, again across and up into the outside. Now what you're going to do is make 2 single chains on the side, running all the way down till you reach the third to last peg on the end of your loom. I guess third to last peg on your loom. So I'm going to go ahead and do this all the way down the left side, and then I'll show you what to do once you get there. So here I am at the third to last peg. I'm going to go ahead and do my right side as well here. Just so that I can do both of the ending or closing parts at the same time. Alright, so once you reach the third to last peg, what you're going to do is go up into the inside, and then across, and then up and into the center peg there. And same thing on the other side. You're going to go up and into the center, across, and then up and into the center again. And once you have finished that, go ahead and come back to the beginning of your loom. The next thing we're going to be doing is laying these fuchsia bands in the center and these fuchsia bands on the side. I am going to be using ocean blue today. So first thing we're going to do is lay the ones in the center. So we're going to mirror kind of these 2 bands here. So starting on the second peg up, go out to the left, and then out to the right. Go up to the next peg, go out to the left, and out to the right. And just do this all the way down till you reach the end of your loom. You should be creating a little V shapes here. And once you get to the end of your loom, I'll show you the next part to place. So once you have done this, your loom should look like this, and then your V should end out here. Then go ahead and come back to the beginning of your loom, and we're going to lay another layer of this, but we're going to lay it a little bit differently. So what we're going to do is lay it from this outside peg up here into the center, just like so. And same thing on the other side, just like this. Go up to the next peg, and again go up into the center. So you should have 1 horizontal space there, and go ahead and do this all the way down until you reach the end of your loom. And of course, make sure you do make this happen. I guess do this step on both sides. And once you finish that, I'll come back and show you what to do next. Oops. So once you have finished, it should look like this. We're not going to place a blue band here because we already have our fuchsia there. So once you have this done, go ahead and come back to the beginning of your loom. Next thing we're going to be doing is placing the penguin black bands in this bracelet. So they go across here, and I'm going to be using lime green jelly for this. So starting here, or here, whichever side you want, you're just going to lay a horizontal band across, and just lay a horizontal band up all the way up your loom, right in between those two blue bands. So go ahead and do this all the way to the top of your loom, and I will come back and show you what to do next. So go ahead and push all of those bands down, and then it should look like this up at the top of your loom. The last band should just be across these two pegs. Come back to the beginning of your loom, and now what we're going to be doing is placing this center chain and these pink side bands over here. And so these are both the baby pink from the skin tone pack. Today I'm going to be using navy blue opaque here. So first thing we want to do is just put a single chain up the center here. So simply lay a single chain, and that's all you have to do for this part, and then we'll lay our next part after we lay this. So push down those bands, come back to the beginning of your loom. Now what we're going to do is lay the side, which starting from this peg you're going to go up into the outside, so you're kind of making it look like a zigzag, again here, up into the outside. Then from here you're going to switch it and just make it symmetrical and go up into the outside over here. So that's all you have to do all the way down the loom for this part, so go ahead and do the rest of that, and then I'll come back and show you what to place next. So once you have done that, go ahead and push all of those bands off to the side here, and it should look like this at the end of your loom, just going out to this peg here. And then once you have that, go ahead and come back to the beginning of your loom. Last layer we're going to be placing is the glitter white that's underneath of these penguin black bands. On this side it's this ridge here. So I'm going to be using mother of pearl bands today. And all you have to do is place X's on these two pegs and these two pegs. So starting on this outside, you're going to go up into the inside and then cross the other side of that X. Again, go up into the inside and cross it. Oops. Try to make sure it's not twisted, because if it is twisted, these bands are really hard to get untwisted. So just make sure that they're not too bad. And go ahead and do this all the way down the loom. Same on the other side, just go up and into the center, and then cross it the other way, up and into the center, and cross it the other way. So I'm going to go ahead and do this down the rest of my loom, and you should too. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this on camera still, but I'm going to finish this, and then I'll show you the last couple cap ends we have to place, and then we'll start looping. Alright, once you have placed all of those bands, your X band should end up here at the top. Then once you do that, go ahead and turn your loom around so the arrows are pointing towards you. And we have to place 3 cap bands here, so I'm going to be using fuchsia for mine. And, oops, dropped a band. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is making a double cap band on our hook. And then we're going to loop it across these 2 X pegs, or X band pegs, and then do the same thing on the other side with your second cap band. And then last thing you have to do is place a regular cap band here on the center. So once you have done that, go ahead and get your hook, and we're going to start looping. So first thing we're going to be doing is looping up this single chain. So all you have to do is go underneath of that cap band, grab the top band, which is your single chain, pull it forward, and go ahead and pull it to itself all the way down till you reach the end of your loom. And once you do that, I'll show you our little bit more complicated looping process. Alright, so once you have that, you don't really need to push it down, just leave it. If you want to push down the cap band and the top band, you can do that. And the first part of this looping step is going to be a little bit different because of the bands that we don't have here yet. So first thing that we're going to be doing is looping these X's. So go underneath of the cap band. You're going to grab this mother of pearl band, and you're going to pull it not to itself, but straight forward. And make sure that you grab the top band and pull it straight forward onto this peg. Then grab your other mother of pearl band and pull it straight forward onto the other peg. Then do the same thing on the other side, again going in here, grabbing your top band, pulling it straight forward, not to itself, and then grab the other band, pull it out of there, and then pull it straight forward. So once you have that, now what we're going to do is go inside of this center peg. We're going to grab the top blue band, and don't loop it to itself, instead loop it up to where that X band is, just like that. And same here, loop this up to where the X band is. And then what we're going to do is start the looping steps we're going to be doing all the way down till we reach the end of our loom. So the first thing we're going to do, just like we did before, is loop our X band. So go ahead and grab your top band, and again, don't loop it to itself, loop it just straight forward onto that peg right above it. Grab the other band, same thing, loop it straight forward, and repeat this on the other side. So pull this band straight forward, and this band straight forward. Then go inside of the center, just like we did before, grab this blue and pull it up here, not down to itself, but up here, and same for this side. Then after you pull that up, you can go ahead and start looping these blue bands, which will just go simply back to themselves. Then after you do that, what you want to do is take this blue band, which is part of the blue band that loops up to here, but you can see it's on the bottom, so it won't get caught by any bands, which is going to be a problem unless we lift it over. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to grab this loop, and we're just going to lift it over the peg, just like that. And then you're going to go inside of this peg, you're going to grab this green band, and you're just going to pull it over to itself. So you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, make sure that you grab this band from the outside, and all you're going to do is pull it over the peg and release. And then you're going to go in here and grab your green, pull it over to itself. Oops, sorry. Don't pull your green over to itself yet because I forgot to loop this blue band back to itself. Okay, make sure you always loop this blue band back to itself before you pull this green over. It's important. So then what we're going to do is just leave these ocean blue bands alone. We're not going to touch them, and we're going to completely ignore them until we finish looping this step. So I'm going to obviously tell you a couple more times because this is a really complicated step, because it's like a whole bunch of them. So grab your first top X band, you're going to pull it up to the peg right above it, and pull this band up to the peg above it. Then grab the top band, pull it to the peg above it, and same on this side. Then go in the center, you're going to grab the ocean blue band, you're going to pull it up on top of that X band that you just looped forward, and on the other side. Then what we're going to do is grab this blue band and just simply loop it back to itself. And same here, simply loop it back to itself. Then remember we have to take this blue band and lift it over the peg and release. Grab your green and pull it straight over to itself. Same over here, grab this one, pull it over the peg and release. And go inside and grab this green band and pull it over to itself. I'll show you one more time. So take your top mother of pearl band, loop it straight forward onto itself. Try to make sure that it's not twisted. Then pull the bottom band straight forward. Sorry, didn't mean to say pull it to itself. Then take your mother of pearl band on the other side, pull it straight forward and straight forward. Grab your ocean blue band from the center, up and out to this peg where you loop the X forward. Then we're going to go ahead and loop this blue back to itself. Then we're going to lift over the ocean blue band and lift over this ocean blue band. Grab the lime green jelly and pull it over to itself and over to itself. So this is your process all the way down the loom. I'll show you what it looks like when you get to the end, and I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of this. If you still need help, you can obviously rewind the video and replay the instructions. I'm going to go ahead and loop the rest of mine, and just be careful if you're going to pause this video for whatever reason. Make sure that you pay attention to the instructions order, because it's really important when you loop your bands. Other than that, I will show you what to do after we get down to the end of the loom, and then I'll show you how to loop our next couple of steps. Alright, so once you get to the top of your loom, you're going to go ahead and simply just pull those mother of pearl bands forward and forward. Pull that ocean blue band to itself, lift it over. You're pretty much just doing the exact same step as you've been doing the entire length of your loom. It just will end at the top of your loom. Oops, grabbing the wrong band here. And you're going to just do this on both sides. So once you have that done, what you're going to go ahead and do is push down all of these bands at the top and then all of these bands here at the side and come back to the beginning of your loom. The next thing that we have to do is loop these ocean blue bands on the outside, and this looping is very simple compared to what you just did. So all you have to do is go inside of the peg and you're going to grab that band and you're going to simply pull it to itself. It should be on top of those navy blue bands and on top of itself as well. So you're just going to go ahead and do that all the way down until you reach the end of your loom, and make sure that you do that on both sides, and then I'll show you how to loop our next part. Then once you get up to there, go ahead and push down all of these bands here on the sides once again, and come back to the beginning of your loom. The last thing that we're going to be doing is looping the border. So all you have to do is go underneath of your cap band and grab your border band, pull it to itself, and pull the other border band to itself, and then pull it one more to the outside and up into the outside. Go ahead and take that off, pull that horizontal to the outside, oops, and this up into the outside. We're going to go ahead and grab the bottom band, pull it straight forward, same here, pull that straight forward, and we're just going to loop the single chains up all the way down until we reach the end of our loom. I'm going to go ahead and take these off so that it's not so stressful on the bands. And then I'm just going to continue looping this, and I'll show you how to finish it off. And you're going to pull it up and into the center. Oops, my camera is pretty far back. And then you're going to pull this, horizontally into itself, and then lastly up and into the very top center. So I'm going to go ahead and do this on my other side as well. And again, just pull this up and into the center, across, and up into the very top. I'm going to take an extension band here and just stick my hook down through and grab this back on. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. It shouldn't be too stressful unless you're using limited edition, unless you're using limited edition bands. I'm going to go ahead and scoot this back just so that my camera doesn't fall when I'm trying to pull this off. But even if you aren't using limited edition bands, just be careful when you pull this off not to break it. Alright, once you pull it off, go ahead and give it a good stretch so that all of your bands adjust themselves. And then if you notice, sometimes your bracelet will look like this and it'll be crushed together. All you have to do is pull this single chain out and then pull it straight, and it will adjust itself automatically. And then this is what the other side should look like, and if these bands are pulled out, just again go ahead and pull on them and adjust them. So that's what I'm going to have for this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll have my Instagram name in the description box below if you want to check that out. I always post my original designs on Instagram before I post them here on YouTube, so if you want a kind of sneak peek on that, go ahead and check out my Instagram, and that's all I'm going to have for this video, so I hope to see you next time.